My name is Luke McCarthy, and I'm a senior at Dublin-Jerome High School. When reading the gospel passage today, near the end it references how the disciples are choosing to follow a figure that they believe in. In my experience, the ability to choose aspects of our own lives is one of the most important things we have as human beings. The concept of free will is what makes our lives more diverse and beautiful, and in my opinion, a movie named Fight Club with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton demonstrates this concept very well. The movie follows a man working for an automobile company who finds he's unhappy with the current state of his life. The film's depiction of societal norms is arguably an exaggeration for our real lives. For instance, the narrator's apartment is filled with IKEA furniture, and his clothes are all what advertisements have told him to wear. That is until he meets Tyler Durden. Tyler convinces the narrator to let go of the attachment that businesses and society have on him and allow himself to make his own decisions in his own life. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time, is what Tyler tells the narrator when discussing this idea. Sticking feathers up your butt doesn't make you a chicken, is also something he said that stood out to me. Tyler's statement emphasizes authenticity and self-awareness. He's essentially saying that performing superficial actions or adopting external appearances doesn't change who you truly are. Dressing up as a chicken or any other creature doesn't magically turn you into that creature. It's a metaphor for the idea that true identity and belief lie beyond mere appearances. What I'm basically trying to say is that we choose who and what we believe in. Societal norms, advertisements, and even the news is something that each individual chooses how they feel. Our following of Jesus is a choice that we have made and committing to said goal. Now the analogy of the shepherd and his flock to the Lord and disciples has always been used as a simple way to describe the relationship between God and us. The shepherd leads and protects the flock he oversees while caring for their needs. The sheep follow the shepherd because they are not the smartest creatures. They eat things that might hurt them, they can be attacked by other wild animals fairly easily when they're alone, and they find security in large groups of numbers. But our beliefs in these scriptures are something we've chosen to believe in, and something that guides us in spreading the care and kindness and all other principles that we've been taught. What I saw and did on the mission trip to Asheville last summer was what solidified this belief with me, and showed me that what we do and practice in here can be applied everywhere. The first morning of the trip, we met a woman who was moving out of her house and into a new one very quickly, and it was our job to move things in and out. She showed much gratitude when the job was done that day. However, what truly spoke to me was that later that week, as we were working at a shelter for the homeless, we saw that same woman come in and recognize us, and that was what solidified my own belief in what I've learned here. So I'll leave you with this. Everything that we do and learn in here can be applied everywhere. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Dan O'Neill, and I'm also a senior at Jerome High School. It's not every day that you meet someone who leaves a lasting impact on your life. Maybe they told the funniest joke you've ever heard. Maybe they were smarter than anyone you've ever talked to. Maybe they were the most handsome person you've ever met. I'm sure you all remember the day you met me. But today, I'm here to tell you the story of my friend Jai. 3 years ago, my friend Drew and I went back to our annual summer camp at the Wilds in Zanesville. If you don't know what the Wilds is, just imagine the zoo spread out over 100,000 acres. They work with animals that are endangered or extinct in the wild and try to give them an environment where they will thrive and reproduce so that we can learn about them and possibly bring them back from extinction. Anyway, it was the first year that it opened up again since COVID, and it was our last time spending the week there after a long tradition of every summer since 3rd grade. We were feeling a little down because our other 2 friends decided not to come this year, so we really only had each other. We surveyed the other campers, seeing one other girl we knew from the previous year, and another guy we only knew as Bacon Man because of how much bacon he consumed the previous summer. But we decided to talk to him and the other girl, Lori, who had brought 2 other friends. and that was our group for the week. For the first day or two, Jai wasn't saying much. It felt like he wasn't excited to be there or that he was homesick. However, by the second day, he was the funniest kid there, and he would be the one cheering you up. I have so many memories with him, Drew, and I becoming very close over the week. I remember giving Jai an extra $5 so he could get this ridiculous pink sun hat that we all agreed was so funny, and when he got stuck on the zip line and started laughing hysterically. By the end of the week, we were best friends. Nothing could break our group apart, so we exchanged phone numbers on our camp-issued shirts and promised to never not be friends. We maintained our friendship through messages and Instagram. We said we would meet up, but we never did, like many online friends. All of us were in different parts of the state, and we couldn't be as close as we were during that week. I went back to school, and occasionally someone would send a text or an old photo, but that was about it. In that time, I got to go to my first 2 mission trips with this church because that summer camp in the wilds would always conflict, and I couldn't do both. I learned a lot of lessons on these missions. Working is always easier when you're with your friends, treat everyone kindly, and wear your seatbelt when Father Jason drives the van. I got to be a counselor at VBS with Miss Fran several times, helped out at the garage sale, learned to deep fry with Bill Eddy, continued acolyting, and went through confirmation. I was approved by the vestry to do my Eagle Scout project and finished that last fall and got caught up in my senior year of high school. Drew and I connected a few more times with our old friends from our old school, but we never had that Will to Camp get-together. We always talked about the group and the memories we made, yet we only drifted more and more from them as time went on. We had no idea what was going on in their lives. Drew stopped telling everyone about his dating highs and lows, and we didn't know how Lori's track season was going this year. And we had no idea that Jai was struggling with severe depression for the past 6 months. And we never found out until Lori texted us all that he had taken his own life in September of last year. I'm still confused for so many reasons. Why did he do this? How could we not see the signs? What could make him feel like this? What could possibly make a 16-year-old believe that he had nothing else to live for? This wasn't the Jai I knew. No one who laughed as hard as he did would have any reason to end his own life before the end of high school. And the more I think about it now, the more I think about how quiet he was before Drew recognized him from the year prior. I'd always guessed he made new friends when we stopped texting the group as much, but he never got that community that we had at summer camp. The community that brought him out of shyness and showed us the true, happy, friendly person he was. I don't think that he made a community that I am lucky enough to have at St. Pat's. That's why today I want everyone here to reach out to someone they haven't seen in a while, or meet a new person, or just to ask someone how their day has been. Because if everyone had a community like I do at this church, then no one would feel like they can't go on, that they don't fit in, or that they aren't the most handsome person anyone's ever seen. So once you reach out to that person today, I want you to give a compliment to the person next to you, and I want you to do a favor for someone you love. Then I want you to do that every time you aren't doing anything, or you're bored, or you're just thinking about the good old days. Until one day when you don't feel on top of the world and someone else passes the favor on to you. Then, and only then, have we treated our neighbors as ourselves. Thank you.